Hi, welcome to Simply Scuba. Let's have a look at the Hollis Elite II Harness system. So this is everything that you get in the kit. If we start from the left, you get 4 angled D-rings, and these are the ones that go over your 2 shoulder straps, which I'll show you how to assemble in a little bit. You get 2 rubber bands, and these rubber bands are for your waist strap, and this is what keeps any excess webbing. You just keep it nice and tidy for anything that you haven't cut out. You get 7 D-ring sliders or retainers, and you also get 3 flat D-rings, and these are for your waistbands. You do get the shoulder strap assembly system here. So this, I'll show you how to assemble it to the actual shoulder straps and to the harness in a little bit. You get the crotch strap with the D-ring and slider retainer already fitted, and you get a stainless steel quick release belt buckle. This is the main section of your Elite II harness. You have 2 webbing straps all rolled up together. This is the waist strap and the shoulder straps. And then you get 2 padded shoulder straps with your low pressure inflator hose strap there. Let's have a look at how to assemble it onto a backplate now. So first of all, obviously you'll need a backplate of your own. If we do the crotch strap first, so the crotch strap is the one with a loop on it and a stainless steel D-ring and slider already attached. This is for your DPV or attaching anything around your front. Now before you assemble anything, you want to make sure that this is facing outwards. So when you lay it down on the table, lay it with the D-ring down. And what you want to do, about halfway down, you want to thread one of these sliders so that it's facing outwards like the D-ring. Then what you need to do is you want to thread that section down through this wide gap of the back plate and then thread it back towards yourself. And then when you meet that slider that you've fixed, you want to thread it up and through and then back down. And then you can adjust it to whatever length you want. And that's your crotch strap fitted, and then cut off any excess. But please make sure to measure twice and cut once, because you can't undo a cut. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. Make sure it's exactly the length you want, and then cut it and then melt it down with a lighter or a match. Now I'm going to take this off again, just to make it a bit easier for you guys to see how to attach the waist strap section as well. So the waist strap, if you pull apart those 2-inch webbing straps, the waist strap is the one with the grommet in the middle, in the dead center of the strap. Now what you need to do is you need to put that underneath your back plate, and then you're going to thread it up through these 2 nice wide angled slots, and then back through the parallel ones. So take both ends, push it through there. I like to be nice and symmetrical when I'm doing it. And then back through to the back side of the plate. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that that grommet, that metal grommet on the center, is lined up with these central grooves, because that's where your twinning bolts are going to go through to attach your twin sets. And it's going to make it nice and uniform. So once you're at this section, just tidy everything up. And then you want to use the shoulder strap assembly parts. Now these 2, you want to make sure it's the right way around. And these are the same design as your sliders. Take that strap, you want to make sure that it's threaded through the right way. So thread it up and then down. And that's one side done. Same again on the far side. You want to thread it up and then down, and then adjust it to the length that you want. Now take a slider and a D-ring, and what you want to do is you want to thread it up through one side of the slider, fit your D-ring so that it's facing outwards, thread that to where you want it positioned, and then thread it back down through the other side of the slider. And that's going to be for your side mount cylinders, for any extra stages. Just a nice straight D-ring is just going to be where you want it. Same again on the far side. You take your slider, you thread it through your D-ring so it's facing outwards, place it where you want it, and then thread it back down through the other side of the slider. And you're almost there. All you have to fit is the stainless steel quick release buckle. Now, an easy way to remember which way this goes up is make sure that the Hollis H is facing upwards. And then you see where these 3 slots are, so you know that it goes on the left-hand strap. So what you do, first of all, is the cam band is going to go down through the first slot, up through the middle slot, back down through the 3rd slot, pull that nice and tight, and then on the underside, that first slot is wide enough for 2 webbing straps, so you thread it back through itself. Now you do get that excess bit of webbing, and that's what those 2 black rubber bands are for. So if you want to, you can stretch the rubber band over that just to keep it nice and tidy. And that is the waist section fully assembled. And you can adjust it to whatever length you want and then cut it and melt it down. Let's have a look at how to assemble the shoulder straps now. Now for the right shoulder strap, I've already assembled it just to save time, but just to give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like when it's fully assembled. So I'm going to pull this to one side just to clear the viewing area. Now the webbing shoulder strap, this is the one with the offset grommet. What you want to do is you want to make sure that that offset grommet sits against one of these hoses nice and neatly. And then from the back side of the backplate, you want to thread this shoulder strap up through this slanted slot here, and then back down through this strap, this slot right at the top, and then pull that nice and secure. Now when that's done, what you need to assemble the shoulder strap is you need the padded section with that long part. You see how it's different? It's longer here than here. You want the long part to go down in front of you. So this goes in front of your chest, and this shorter section is right up on top of your shoulder. For the left hose, you want this hose retainer, and you just want to Velcro that wherever you want, and just stick that. That just keeps your low pressure inflator hose from flapping around, just keeps it nicely where you want, or you can remove that completely if you don't want it. So you need 2 angled stainless steel D-rings and 2 stainless steel sliders as well. So what you do is, first of all, you're going to thread this 2-inch strap through this section here. When it's through there, you're going to take one slider and make sure that it's the right way up. You're going to thread it down through that section with one of these angled pre-bent D-rings, and you want it that way up, so that when it's against the shoulder strap, it's going to lift it away from the shoulder strap so you can clip your bolt snaps onto that easy. And then you're going to thread it through the other side. Nice and tight, and you can readjust that, put that wherever you want. And then if you want a second one, exactly the same method. Place it down through like that, second pre-bent D-ring, and down into that midsection, and thread it back through that retainer. The webbing strap then goes through that little webbing at the bottom of the padded strap. And this is where you take this D-ring, make sure it's the right way round, and you're going to thread it underneath and then loop it back around that straight section of the D-ring. Put that somewhere fairly sensible like that. You can always adjust it later. Thread that strap back up underneath that webbing, and you're just going to trace it back through each of these sliders. There is space for them. It's a bit of a push and a shove, but you will fit it through, and then fit it all the way back down. I'm just doing it quickly. Over your shoulder. Measure it and adjust it for length, and then you can cut it to size and then melt it down. There's the completed one where it's actually threaded back through those sliders. This one I've just done very quickly, but this is what you're aiming for. And then your low pressure inflator section holder will just go there. Okay, so let's take a closer look at fitting your crotch strap. What I didn't mention earlier is that that slider that you fit about halfway through, you can affix one of the straight D-rings, and this will be the D-ring that you can attach your SMB to in the small of your back. So, how I like to do it is the front of the strap, this is your DPV D-ring. If you turn that upside down, that way you know that when it curls back up, that's going to be facing you. Feed it down, so your D-ring is still facing downwards. And then you want to take this end of the strap, thread it down to the back of the back plate. Pull that all the way through. Take your strap back, feed it back on itself, and this strap you're going to thread up through your slider and then back through the D-ring and then down back through the slider again. And then you can adjust that to whatever height you like it, whatever position you like that D-ring. And then any excess, you can either cut it off and melt it. You can use that extra black rubber bands, stretch that over just to keep it nice and neat, or you can thread it back through that slider a third time just to make it extra secure. Rubber bands and cut it again. And then that's going to thread through your waist strap. And that's your Hollis Elite II Harness system fully assembled. I've had a bit more time to readjust these shoulder straps. And these will just clip in to the shoulder strap assembly pinch clips. And then you have your little chest strap as well. And that's the Hollis Elite II Harness system fully assembled.